So do you find your sex from field is better?
150%.
You're making me feel like after the show we can set up my first field profile.
Please.
I am gagging.
Do you know what way it works?
No.
So you see on Tinder, you know the way you put your interests, like fucking
Tennis.
reading,
Yeah.
Harry Potter or something. I think mine's really cringy. It's like Harry Potter, musical theatre, makes me sound like a fucking virgin.
But over in field, it's like anal and toe sucking. Spanking with your wizard stick. Sorry.
Yeah, reading, but then being spanked with a hardback book. Yeah.
Being spanked with Harry Potter.
Specifically. Yeah, that would actually be a good
Harry Potter kink.
That would actually be a good book to be spanked with because it's really heavy. But then the pages will all be flopping against each other. You need to like duct tape it first. You just see me in Waterstones going, I guess, with the book. Yeah, that'll do. I'll have two of each.
Hardback, please.
Okay.
Do a little prayer, and then we'll go from there.
And I'm an hour. I'll go some Vic and it's spurred me of a man. I'll do that.
I heard the Irish one. Oh my God, yeah, we can do that in a second. Okay, we'll do that in a sec. Is it going? Hello, lads, and welcome back to another episode of Dating, Laughter and Disasters with me, Lulu Johnson. A show that's all about the highs and lows of modern dating, and on this podcast, we're laughing about it. Joining me on the show today is my friend Niamh, and my God, we're already laughing. Welcome, Niamh.
Hi.
What is this thing we're doing?
Oh, and I'm an hour.
August and Vic,
August and Spirit, Niamh,
Amen. I haven't said that for years.
What's the I'm teaching you things? Sorry.
That was the In the Name of the Father, lads, in Irish. And because Niamh, you're from the north of Ireland, so
I am. And I literally haven't met anybody else from the north of Ireland since I moved here. Anybody.
Have you seen anyone wearing a balaclava with a nun's habit?
Not yet. But I actually don't mind the way it's actually quite slimming on me or something.
For those who are not watching on YouTube, Niamh is wearing a balaclava and a nun's habit, and she's looking great.
Contradiction, but you know. Yeah.
So Niamh, for the people that don't know you, will you tell us where are you from? How long have you been in Berlin? And what is your current dating status?
Oh my God. Right. So I've been lived in Berlin for like 7 months now, but I've been traveling back and forth here since last summer. So this is actually technically my second summer here because I spent a wee bit of last summer here. I'm from the north, close to Belfast, and I am so single. It actually hurts. But I'm happy about that.
Brilliant, because you have all the great stories.
Choice,
yeah.
Because I was in a relationship for 6 years.
Oh.
It ended about 1.5 years ago. So if I'm single for another 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, I'm happy out.
Oh, you'll have a book and a podcast under your belt.
Fuck.
You're here 7 months and you've already got hilarious stories.
I know, because I sort of went in. I wasn't wasting any time, and I'm still not.
Oh, rightly so. Like, you told me earlier you got an apartment. Do you want to tell us how you got an apartment?
So I met these guys and then we had this threesome, and it was very kind of like a movie scene. Like everything was very like, you know, there was like candles lit. Like it didn't feel like a dirty, filthy thing. It felt like something off like a movie, like one of the movies George Clooney would be in or something, you know.
George Clooney in a threesome movie, is it?
Exactly. And then we were all just sitting around, like, you know, after it happened, and I was like, oh, I'm in a stressful situation with my living situation, and one of the guys was like, oh, I've got an old apartment, like it would be so funny if you moved in, and now I live in his old apartment, which is perfect for me. So that experience actually blessed me twice, because it blessed me with blessed, not like pun not intended. But you know, it blessed me with orgasms and somewhere to live.
Love that for you.
Know, so.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Thank you.
Oh Christ, that's so funny. And so, yeah, you'd met these two lads off field. Have you had many interactions from field?
Yeah. So, like, actually, before I moved here, on field you can like change your location even if you're not in that place. So I was just sitting, like, I had finished my job in Belfast. I'd had a really bad scenario in work. I'd moved back to my home house. I was heartbroken. I was not working. So downloaded failed, and I was like, I wonder where I'll change the location to, you know, just to suss it out. And I was like, fuck, we'll see what Berlin's about. Sure, now I'm fucking living here. That's how freaking good it is. Sure, I was like, oh my God, matching with all these people. Like, people were telling me things that go on in Berlin. Like, I was very naive for all this, you know, not all good things, not all bad, maybe somewhere in the middle. But yeah, so I've been like only really dating off field. I don't really give time to Tinder and all because it's like, I don't know, I'm just not in that space yet that I want something serious. So I don't want to like go on the more serious apps. Field is more just like, you know, open communication about what you want. Not it. Sometimes people do want relationships off it, but yeah. So yeah, that's my experience. But I find it's really good. Like, I've met like-minded people. Like, because some people would say, "Oh, the people that are on that app." But sure, if you're on it yourself, you know, obviously some of the people are gonna be like-minded.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, you would hope so, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Niamh, you must have some dating stories, do you? Or like funny sex stories or whatever experiences in Berlin that you'd like to share?
I do. Like, I feel like every single experience that I've had in Berlin is nothing like any experiences that I've had at home. Not, to be honest, that I've actually had many dating or sexual experiences at home, because I'm very just careful who I am intimate with. Whereas it might sound weird to say, but in Berlin, I'm not as
obviously, of course, because like,
you know what I mean?
We're anonymous here, like, do you know what I mean?
Like I can just be free and private about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Joe Blogs from down the road isn't going, "Oh, I heard you were getting with my fucking cousin or something."
Yeah,
do you know
exactly.
what I mean?
And that's what I love about
I love
about
that
Berlin
too. Yeah,
but it's a village. I have been with people who my friends have also been with. This kind of thing.
Yeah,
small world.
I need to stop doing this. I'm really, really guilty for this. I'll match with someone on Field. They'll send me a lovely message. I'll not text them back. And then the next day I'll see them on the S-Bahn.
Oh, funny.
And I'm like, I'm a dick. Like, they're definitely looking at me going, "That's that fucking bitch that didn't text me back." So I am actually guilty of that. So yeah.
I would recommend trying to just, even if you don't want to be with somebody, just be like, "Sorry, I'm not interested."
I know.
Because it's like you actually get in a really bad habit of just ghosting. And
I know.
It's a vicious cycle, to be honest.
It is. And like, there's been a couple of times, as you were saying, Berlin's a village. Like, I said, text you the other day and said, "Oh my God, I just walked past someone that I matched with." Then it also happened on the train. I'm like, "Oh God," I'm like, yeah. But anyway, it's all learning process.
It is, exactly.
But yeah, dating stories, funny sex stories. I don't really know where to start, to be honest.
Well, lads, those listening, we were crying laughing just before we came on the show because
I'm still laughing.
I was on the ground. My legs were in a twist, so I didn't piss my pants in my own hallway because of what Niamh is wearing. And the energy that you bring is just so funny. Like, you have no shame, and I like in such a great way, because you remind me of me. Like, we met only at Easter, and
it feels like longer. It feels like we've known each other so much longer.
But this is like only the second time we've met, and I feel like
true.
You know, because you remind me of how I used to be, just full of energy. I was going to say full of spunk, because you're probably full of that too, anyway.
Protected sex always. And I'm not making a
So like, even just the whole outfit that you're wearing, you have the balls to do it. I'm so excited to just like, I mean, no pressure, like, but I can't wait to hear your stories. You're gas woman.
Yeah, so I'm like trying to think where really to start. Well, okay, I could tell you a funny story about the second time I came to Berlin. So the second solo trip I came to Berlin was very, as I was saying, conscious, because I wanted to figure out, is this somewhere I want to move? Let's go and, you know, see different places in Berlin, different areas. Like, it was very planned out.
Mm-hmm.
So did loads of things one day. Went to freaking like 2 museums and landmark and everything. And I come home, took my makeup off, got into bed, was staying in this Airbnb. And then it dawned on me, I says, it's a fucking Saturday night in Berlin. What in the name of good and utter fuck am I doing at 9:30? With my fucking onesie on with no makeup on? Get out!
Get out! Here now.
So, you know, when you just have to literally force yourself to get up.
Yeah.
And you know when you look the best when you don't try?
Yeah.
You know when you just like fluff your hair a wee bit, put a wee bit of makeup on, and you're like, this is the best I've ever looked. So I was like, right, not too shabby, not too shabby. So I went to that bar, Chrome Bar. Have you been to before? Krom. It's a really good bar. Yeah. I don't know actually what, I can't remember. I know, here's me getting to know the areas. Where is it? Fuck, I couldn't tell you.
Sure, I asked you today. Oh, where have you moved?
Where you live?
I don't know.
Fuck, I don't know. Where do? Can I ask you?
Sweet.
So then, yeah, got up and got ready and went to this bar and everything. And it was just so cool. And like, people were smoking inside. Like, obviously, it's not like that at home. And just sat up at the bar and ordered a margarita, and the girl that was working there was so cool, and then she was complimenting me, and I swear to God, I was just on cloud nine this night, like, and I was by myself.
I was gonna say, were you by yourself? Love that.
So then she says, the bar woman goes to me, oh my God, you look so pretty, do you want me to take a picture of you? And I was like, yeah. And she took a picture of me up at the bar, like posing with the cocktail, and in the background you can see these two guys, which will come into the story later. So I was just looking at the photo, and then I didn't notice the two guys in the background at the time. So that was grand. Had another 2 cocktails, went to the bathroom, came back, and someone had taken my seat up at the bar. Like, this bar is honestly probably the size of your living room. And I was like, oh no, I've nowhere to sit. There was one spare seat beside these 2 guys. And I was doing the whole damsel in distress act, Oh God, where am I going to sit now? And these guys are like, oh, sit with us. Got to know them. They're both Bulgarian.
Both where?
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian, okay.
One of them was like 28, but one of the other guy was older. And they were like, oh my God, it's so funny you're from Ireland. Like when
people love us.
They're like starstruck when they find out you're from Ireland.
Yeah, true.
And so then I was like pure, like exaggerating everything I was telling them. I was like, oh yeah, I'm from Ireland, and so blah, blah, blah. And then I was being really conscious about the fact that I was on my own. So I was like, listen, I don't want to have too much to drink here. I'm going to go home. And they were like, oh no, don't go home, don't go home. And I says, I don't know what came over me. It was this newfound confidence that I've taken with me since actually this point. And I says, well, I am going home, but I didn't say I was going home alone. And when I said it, I couldn't even...
You said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I specifically remember saying it, and I couldn't actually believe I had said it. Like, something just came over me, and I felt very comfortable with them both. And they were both like, it was kind of like something off a movie scene, because they both looked at each other and were shocked at what I said, but I was shocked at what I had said. And we all just sort of, without saying too much, it was just sort of like, okay.
Wow.
So then went back and yeah, like had a threesome.
Your first time as well?
This was my first time, and they both couldn't have been nicer. Like, they were just, everything was very well communicated, and if anyone wants to stop, and we'll take a break. And then we were having like wine in between, and I had Otis Redding on the TV, and it was amazing.
Wow.
Like it wasn't like, okay, oh God, this is like two people against one or whatever. Like, there was no sort of, what's that called, like power dynamic, really, at all. It was just very, I suppose you would call it a somatic experience. Which you wouldn't think when you hear threesome. You're like, oh, it's like,
it's fucking, right?
Dirty dog. Yeah. But it's like, it was actually quite a somatic experience for me. It was very eye-opening for me, and I was like, yeah, I am capable of having these experiences for myself. I can seek them out and have fun, safe, enjoyable experiences. I don't need to be sitting in my hometown going on dates with people that I've known my whole life. Like, so that actually woke something up in me. And then like the next morning they both left. We didn't exchange numbers or anything, but I think it was nice to just leave it the way it was. It was like, okay, we both had a great time together. Maybe
you 3 had a great time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what did I say? Both, all of us. Yeah. Let's leave it at that, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. Like, so it's not like a crazy story, dating story or sex story, but it's like,
but it's
the
also
first kind of, it was my initiation period into my sexual liberation here in Berlin, I think.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. So that's why I don't like the whole taboo at home. Because people are like, oh, that she slept with too many people, or that person sleeps around. It's like, so what?
Yeah, you see, we're far less judgmental in Berlin, right?
Oh my God, 100%.
My God, like if people knew what I've been up to. Now,
I know.
I have never actually had a threesome, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. If they've known that I've tried drugs, they'll be like, oh, Lulu's after trying drugs now. She's over in Berlin taking loads of drugs.
Exactly. And then it's, they exaggerate. And I'm not putting a black mark on Ireland, because like we both love home, but it is that small town mentality which you don't have here. So yeah, that, like, I would never in a million years have done either of those things I just told you if I was still living at home. Yeah. Never.
Oh, Berlin opens up your world entirely.
I would have never ever done it. It would have been something I would have always wanted to do, and then
just never had the opportunity,
regretted
right?
not doing it.
Yeah.
But I never would have done it. So. That is funny.
Like, have you ever had something like that, like mid-thrust, and they say weird things to you?
Good question. Do you know what I have found? I have found what I was telling you earlier, like when the dirty talk gets too fucking personal, like, you know, it's like, oh, you fucking, you stupid cunt. you silly bitch. You fucking no GCSEs or nothing. So it starts getting a bit too specific. I'm like, all right. Like, I remember one time, oh my God. So this guy who's a lot older than me, he was like, oh, we were discussing what we were comfortable with, which is so me. Like, this is what I do before I.
That's the best. I love that for you.
Yeah, you know, I'm intimate with anybody. It's like, these are the yeses, these are the nos. To a certain extent, like.
Is that what you were taught?
No, like, this is just
what you've learned over time, probably.
Yeah, I don't really know why. I think I'm scared of having disappointing sex as well.
But I love that. I never used to speak up. I had this chat once with an Irish lad that I wrote one time.
How did that go?
I don't know. It just happens. Like, so what do you like and what don't you like? And I was like,
so
oh
was
my
it
God.
a positive thing?
It was great. But I've never, even with any ex-boyfriends, I've never really had I just go straight into it.
Oh no, I think it's so great. And
it's
you
lovely.
know, it sounds very like, oh God, you know, you have to have this conversation before, but like 99.9% of the time, it's actually like a form of foreplay, because it's like, what are you into? Oh, this, and what are you not into? But there's one time this guy was like, oh, what are you into? This, or is this okay? Blah, blah, blah. And then we were texting and he was like, oh, what if I call you a dirty pig? I was like, what if you never say that again? Ever? Like, I'm 5 foot tall and I'm a fucking, like, you know, I'm big, like, so it's like, don't be calling me a pig, like, it's just gonna make me feel horrible about myself, like, it's too, like, you know. But he was like, oh, like, what would you do? Like, this is probably the way he would have said it, even though it was in text, like, what would you do, like, if I called you a dirty pig? And I'm like, I would probably cry. Like, you know, it's like,
I just squeal like a baby.
Oink, oink. But yeah, like, you know, and I'm not kink shaming anybody, but are you getting hard calling someone a dirty pig, are you? And you know, is that something you need to work through? Or even worse, if you're the one that's actually getting turned on by being called a dirty pig, you need to start loving yourself a wee bit more. Just put a mirror beside your shower or something, like everything's going to be fine.
Wait a second. Can you please repeat the word?
Mirror beside your shower.
I had them on my list.
Subtitles will be on.
I had a list because I wanted you to say the words par shower and mirror.
Hi now, Brian. Hi.
This episode has been sponsored by The Boob Whisperer. Whether you've got big boobs, small boobs, trans boobs, pregnancy boobs, post-nursing boobs, Jen has got you covered. Check her out now at theboobwhisperer.ie and let's take the drama out of bra fitting. Ew!
I need to be in like a dark room alone for like 2 weeks, I think.
So you have a recent story.
Yeah. So went to, what would you call it? It was like an open mic night, like a poetry night kind of thing.
Poetry slam, as they say here.
Yeah, it was something like that. The person that was performing at the night was someone that I have kind of been seeing / not really seeing very casually for like a very long time. That kind of didn't go too well, and then I met this person at that. We met up 2 days ago. Everything was grand. Went to like really nice place, and he was lovely, like, you know what I mean. But I just was thinking, oh my God, I'm about to die of boredom here. And like, as we were saying, like, I felt like a fucking idiot because everything that I was saying just seemed so like, yes, he was so quiet or something.
We've had this chat before because we're both bubbly women and we like to have a bit of crack. But when someone is so quiet on a date, you come out with shite.
Yeah, but it does. And I was talking dung, like I really was. And then the phone rings and literally it was like something off a fucking movie. Like he was like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what's just happened. My friend's been knocked over by a car. And I was thinking, am I that bad? Am I actually that bad that he's texted his friend saying, ring me? And I was like, oh my God, I'll come to the hospital with you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no. And it was all sort of up in the air. So then the date ended, but probably for good reason, because there was just there was just nothing there. I shouldn't have actually gone on the date in the first place.
And so what happened? Do you think this was a legitimate
At
excuse?
the start, I thought it sounded really weird. And I was like, what the fuck? But then I realised that it probably was true, because he texted me again this morning and was like, can we meet up again? I need to reply. I'm just going to say no.
To be honest, just say, sorry, I just didn't feel the spark, but
just didn't
thanks.
feel the vibe. And, you know, yeah, I feel bad. Like, but no,
don't feel bad. Like, it is what it is. People have been let down a lot. People have to get used to rejection as well.
Yeah.
This is something I learned from some podcasts recently about like online dating, is that Tinder and all of that took away anyone's chances of understanding how to be rejected in real life. Because we can just avoid it. We don't need to explain ourselves. We just delete someone.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. And I think because I met him in person, then we obviously went on the date, obviously in person, had the conversation about meeting up again in person. I'm finding it easy to not reply to him, but I think I'm just going to call him and say, listen, you're lovely, but you're not for me.
Oh,
like,
bless. You'll ring him.
I'll ring him, yeah.
Oh,
text him.
That's so decent. Don't ever lose that. Like,
I think so.
100%.
I wouldn't have even thought twice of that. Yeah, no, I'd probably ring him.
Oh, that's so kind.
Is it?
That is the nicest thing. No, that's so nice. I don't know anyone who's rang up someone being like, I don't want to date you anymore. Usually it's it's the easy way out. Sorry, not interested. Bye kind of thing.
Well, I'm guilty. I'm probably guilty for that in the past too. But no, I don't know. You see, because I was in a relationship for such a long time, like I was in a relationship for 6 years, like I'm sort of acting the way I would have acted before when I was single before, which was years ago. So I don't know. I don't know what the right thing is to do. I just do my own thing.
The right thing is to be kind and be honest.
That's true.
Obviously, unless someone's being a weirdo, then you don't.
And what about you? Have you been inclined to go on any more dates since you're...
Not at all. I had those 2 dates in the last couple of months where
You're still off the app?
Oh, I'm not going near them. My new thing is, and from watching this woman on TikTok, I found it so funny. So the night that we met there a couple of weeks ago at the Spady in Neukölln, I'd been out with 2 other friends.
Yeah.
And I'd shown them this video, which I've put up. I said to this guy, the Spady guy, because my friend was like, go practice on the Spady guy. I was like, okay. And I was like, do you, is your name Wi-Fi? He was like, nah. He was like, nine is Mohammed. And I was like, well, Mohammed, I think we've got a great connection. He fucking loved it. He turned around to his friends. So this all happened outside the Spady, and he turned around to his friends. They said the same thing, and they laughed. They found it amazing that myself and my 2 friends, we were sitting in a circle. The guys just moved their chairs in our direction, but didn't talk to us, didn't make any contact, but found it great that they just shifted their chairs to look at our backs. I was like, okay. Because fellas just don't get chatted up anymore, and so this is going to be my thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, do they ever really get chatted up? But like, chat up lines are funny, makes people laugh. This girl had this video which made me laugh. She had a bunch of different ones, and I was like, do you know what? I don't care. Sure, I'm great at making a fool out of myself. I'm great at I have no shame anymore.
No, but it's amazing,
and I've got nothing else to lose. So I'm just going to do the whole the pickup line thing. But no, I've been out now. I'm just back today from a weekend in Brandenburg taking mushrooms.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a soul out there, only a couple of sheep and cows. That was great fun, but like...
And you didn't come to any sort of realization when you were on the mushrooms that you want to start dating again, no?
I mean, I'm open to dating 100%. Like, I would love if someone just came into my life, but...
Yeah, but organically, not through the apps.
Not through the apps. I also just have a low trust in men. That's why I call you Bubbles. Because, as I said, you're like a bottle of Zect. You're bubbling with excitement. Everything is great. And I am like a flat 7-Up.
You fucking are not.
But I feel like this city has like flattened my energy because I'm going to go... Where did I decide to go recently? I think I'm going to go on a trip to Italy soon.
Class.
Because I love Italians. They have a great vibe. Because I'm learning Italian. I'm going to learn Italian in November. I'm going to start. Because I've always loved it.
Have you been to Italy before?
Many times. I was twice last year. Like, I love Italy. I love the people. I love the vibe.
So nice.
They're the best.
And they're
like,
sexy as
they're sexy as fuck. But also when I am in the Berlin bars, I'm like, couldn't be bothered. They're all fuck boys. They're all fucking idiots. And I'm just like, I have no energy for it. So I'm flat for that energy in Berlin.
Yeah.
But if I go somewhere else, I'm in tourist mode. I'd be a bit more bubbly. So I feel like I just need to kind of recharge my social batteries outside of Berlin.
And you need that like sort of, that new lease of life you get when you're in a new environment.
Exactly.
And you don't even know what you're going to come out with next, but you're just so positive. Like that's probably kind of how, luckily, I'm still feeling because I'm still new here in Berlin, but I can understand how you probably feel like you want that again, traveling somewhere new.
Like
at least a class idea, like
definitely, because it's a tourist mode as well. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not a tourist in my own city. They do recommend, like they say, pretend that, oh, how do I get to this part of Berlin? Blah blah blah. Even if you know the answer, act dumb, act like a tourist, and you never know. You spark up a conversation, and I'm like, yeah, I just couldn't be fucking bothered doing it here. Like, I know. If I go to Hamburg, if I've been to Munich, I act like a tourist because I feel like, well, I'm on holidays, So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and work away in Italy somewhere before the end of the year, and maybe next year as well, as I'm trying to learn the language anyway.
You know what you should do? You know the way we were talking about the chat up line thing?
Yeah.
You know, remember the TikTok I sent you earlier, but you couldn't
I couldn't see it. Yeah, what was that?
This is like a slightly different thing, but this girl, she goes up and she just gives wee notes to people. And like one of them was like, you're a mistake that I think I want to make twice or something. And then she puts her Instagram. And then some people are like, okay, they scrumple it up and put it in their pocket, but some people follow her from it. It's really, really interesting.
That is funny because I didn't.
But I could see you doing something like that in Italy. I actually could.
In Italy as well, because I'm this white, red-haired girl. There's that as well. I'm like, oh, it's a new energy and I need to find it, to be quite honest.
I think that's honestly such a good idea.
Yeah. What's your experience of an open relationship then?
I find, especially in Berlin, so many people are in open relationships, and it seems to be the same. If we're talking men that are in open, men who have girlfriends who are dating other women, you could near brush them all with the same tar. Like they're all the exact same sort of person. Like they don't go down on you. That's for a first thing, because it's too intimate.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even want to kiss you when you're having sex with them.
Have you ever texted someone who won't kiss you?
Yeah. Well, he texted me, funny enough, 3 days ago. I was like, hey, you still in Berlin? Like, do you want to come over? And I'm like, well, you won't eat me out and you won't kiss me, so no. Sure. But it's like, if you're not doing either, like, it's just awkward. Then I only met up with him once, by the way. But there was him, there was a different guy, the exact same, like, they won't go down on you or anything like that, like, So the first time it happened, I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Second time, then the third or fourth time, because obviously so many people that I've dated here have been in open relationships, it's been the same thing. And I'm like, no, like.
But you go down on them, I bet. And then they won't return the favour.
Yeah, but by time you go down on them, and then by time it's too late, you've already done it. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, you're not going to go down on me. And they're like, oh, my girlfriend wouldn't approve. And it's like, all right, well, why are you on it? Why are you like hooking up with someone else then? Remember, I think I was saying that the last time about having like open communication with people before I sleep with them. That's why I find that's so important, because then it's like, oh, just letting you know, I don't do this. You don't have to do this. But it's the fact they wait until you've been down on them and then they tell you they're not doing it. It's like, okay, it's very convenient.
Yeah, very convenient. It's very off-putting that I would never engage in that again, to be honest. But
ever.
I love that tip of Tiggy fucking running around the gaff. Stop it. That is great advice, because I've never done that. As I said, only with one other lad years ago. That was the only time. And that is something I've never done even with my ex.
The open communication before.
No, never did it
before. Like, but this is just before like hooking up with someone though.
Yeah, but I've never done that. Only with one guy, and this was a hookup kind of thing. And I don't know how it even happened, but I was like, I like this. It makes sense.
Recently, I feel like the past 3 weeks, I don't know what's been going on with the people I've been dating, but bar them, most of the people I've been going on dates with or hooking up with have been from field. So I think that's why it's been so easy for me to have that open communication, because that's the first kind of thing you're talking about on the app. Whereas, if, say, for example, you meet someone on Tinder, you're not going, oh, so what sort of sex do you like? Because you don't feel as open to say that.
Yeah.
But on field, you do.
It's a different energy.
It is.
You've just reminded me now of my first date with my now ex-boyfriend. I did ask him when we were a bit tipsy. I was like, do you eat pussy, by the way?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. I was like, fine. Then like, there's nothing else that you wouldn't say no for me to do with you type of thing. I was like, then we're on, You
see, when you ask that sort of question on field, you could be talking to someone for 30 minutes then. It's like, and this, and what about this? And a question, funny enough, that's come up loads of times that I've been asked is, what are your no-goes? And like, I like that question. It's like, oh, actually, this, I don't like this, or, I'm not comfortable with this. So then when you're actually on the date with someone, even if you both know, okay, this is going to result in us hooking up, in a way, it's going to be good sex because you've spoke about it.
So do you find your sex from field is better?
150%.
You're making me feel like after the show we can set up my first field profile.
Please.
I am gagging.
Do you know what way it works?
No.
So you see on Tinder, you know the way you put your interests, like fucking
tennis,
reading,
yeah,
Harry Potter or something. I think mine's really cringy. It's like Harry Potter, musical theatre, makes you sound like a fucking virgin.
But over in field, it's like anal and toe sucking. Two different names,
spanking and all. But yeah, on field, instead of putting your
spanking with your wizard stick, sorry,
yeah, reading, but then being spanked with a hardback book. Yeah,
being spanked with Harry Potter,
specifically.
What are his things? Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. What things do they have? I don't even know the names.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Harry Potter and his magic wand, you know. Jesus.
No, that would actually be a good
Harry Potter king.
That would actually be a good book to be spanked with because it's really heavy. But then the pages will all be flopping against each other. You'd need to like duct tape it first. You're never going to look at a Harry Potter book the same way. No, you just see me in Waterstones going, I guess, the book. Yeah, that'll do. I'll have two of each.
Hardback, please.
Hardback. But no, where were we?
Sorry, you were saying about field, how you set it up.
Set yours up. So on field, you put, instead of your interests, you put your sexual desires. So there's loads to choose from. Like, you don't write it yourself, they give you options. So like some people don't put, like some people just put like sensuality, like exploration, like open-mindedness and stuff. And then some people are like, oh, like being swung from a fucking chandelier. Like there's really extreme ones as well. And being called a dirty pig. Pig emoji.
God.
But you know, there is, but it works for me because then I'm like, okay, if I match with someone, I can look at their desires, they can look at mine. If they're aligned, then if you're having a conversation with them, it's just natural then.
But are people only looking for sex on this?
Well,
like
in Ireland, no. Here, I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Like in Ireland, you know what it's like. People like put the wee bios and all. Oh, my name's Patty, I'm 32 and I'm open-minded. You know, it's like people are like easing themselves into it, but people here are just like, I just want to hook up with someone.
Yeah.
I know the sex is going to be good and it's trustworthy and open. And again, like 99% of the men I've hooked up with from that have been bisexual.
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, I rarely sleep with straight men, and when I do, it's extremely disappointing for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yes, it often is. Oh my God.
Extremely. I think, remember I was saying the past 3 weeks have been a bit up and down. The men haven't been bisexual. Isn't that really interesting?
That is because, look, I have years of experience with straight men and most of them are shit in bed. They really are. There's only a handful of all of the men that I've been with.
Because they've got one goal and they can't wait to get to that end goal. And it's like...
Oh, but they say they love making the woman come, but it's like, well, do you have an hour? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Or do you know what question I love? Did you come? And it's like, if you have to ask me that, then the answer's obviously no. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, a lot of the men I meet on field, they're bisexual and it's the open communication, but the straight men that I've met out in the wild has all been disappointing. So not that it's going to be disappointing for everyone, but yeah, I suppose, remember you were asking me what it's like to date being bisexual. I think that's another point I forgot to make is like the men I date are bisexual.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I think that's why it's good for me because yes, I'm not sleeping with women all the time, but I still feel
a feminine connection.
Yeah, like I'm attracted to like very feminine men as well.
I am not. This is my.
See, I am.
That's my problem. I love a man's man.
See, I do certain times I do, but usually like the more, not to the extreme, like, but the more if I love like a twink.
God, that's the opposite of what I just can't handle it because I'm assertive. I love.
You're a dom. When we set up your thing, it's dominatrix. If you put this on for your photo shoot.
Oh yeah! Oh my God, that could be hilarious. Because I'm not dominant necessarily. I'm just a strong character,
I know what you mean, yeah.
I just love a strong man.
I know,
mentally, physically.
But there's loads of them on field as well, and yeah, I think for me, there's no point for me in hooking up with someone if I haven't had an open communication with them first about what's going to happen and if it's going to be good or not. Like, I just don't have time for that. Okay, the past few weeks I have, but hasn't been good, you know. And yeah, I just think, you know, there's no point in beating around the bush. Like, if you want, literally. Literally. But you know, if you want something, ask for it and you'll receive.
Yeah. Well,
have you got any advice for me?
I believe you are doing everything the right way because you're new to town, you're having a good laugh, you're experimenting. I don't see anything wrong with what you're doing. I feel just no, you've not come to me with any bad stories. Just don't be a fool for, if you think it's moving too fast, it probably is. Yeah. I don't know if I'd mentioned, but I was getting chatted up at 3:00 in the morning on Warschauer Straße by a young fella. And I told you this. Do you remember I said he was Nigerian or Kenyan because he told me.
He was Kenyan because he told me.
And so we had spoken for like 10 minutes. And when I was like, okay, hon, I got to get a cab now because he was like 10 years younger than me. He was like, I'll miss you.
Oh.
And I was like, no, don't believe that bullshit.
Oh, right.
No,
see, I would.
No.
That's good advice.
That is good advice. Don't believe that bullshit. And I says, you're going to miss me? I said, what are you going to miss about me? Your energy.
He just wanted to go home with you that night. That's why he was saying that.
No, I don't know, but he was putting on the flirting it. Like, so when I'd left, he said, can I give you a kiss on the cheek? I was like, sure, it's been a minute. So, and then I also gave him a kiss on the cheek. And then he came in for the deep hug and he put his hands on my ass. And I says, get your hands off my ass. I said, excuse me now. I said, like, I've had enough of this kind of shite in the last 10 years.
So you're secretly loving it?
No, I actually didn't like it at all. And that's when he said, I'll miss you. And I says, what are you going to miss about me? Your energy. And I says, you don't know me enough to know my energy. I said, he was love bombing me. So that's my advice to you. Yeah. Don't be listening to anyone that says within a week that they love you, within a week that they miss you, because it's a bit fucking weird. That's called love bombing. That's how you get dragged into toxic relationships very quickly. And a lot of people need to understand that. Younger people need to understand it. I would have believed that 10 years ago. Things need to move slowly for them to say that. If it's been a month and they miss you and you're on holidays, that's fine. A week, a day, no fucking way. 10 minutes after meeting someone, very weird.
It seems to actually be a very popular thing. The love bombing thing, I have come across it, but I think luckily for me, I'm not emotionally available enough to kind of believe it. But I think if I was in a vulnerable situation, I'd be like, oh, exactly. Like, not saying that you were, but you know what I mean.
But 10 years ago I was. That's how I got into an abusive relationship.
Well, yeah, then if I was like that, you know, I can see I would definitely fall for that. You know what I mean? And I think probably, say, for example, maybe in a year from now, I'll be ready for a relationship again. I need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, 100%. Sure. Well, then we'll end it on that.
We'll end it on that.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Bother.
And we'll look at the camera now and say goodbye, lads. Bye, lad. Bye now, lads. Thanks a lot for listening. And we'll see you on another episode of Dating, Laughter and Disasters. Bye.
Bye.